Alright, we've seen this before. Jumping through. And... oh, Legend of Dragoon. Oh, okay, so this was the demo disc that I mentioned in the previous episode that I remembered having a demo for. This is a JRPG, one that I've never played the actual game for. I played the demo probably the one time. Now I remember there was a friend of mine at school that had bought this game, I guess, when it launched, and then played through it, just like rocketed through the game, and then a week later he was done with it, finished it. Asked me if I wanted to borrow it, but at the time I was playing something else. I was probably playing SmackDown a lot. So, Dart, the fucker's name is Dart. At the time, I wasn't interested in playing anything else, so I just sort of turned him down on borrowing it, and I never got to it. It was his demo, though, so I did play the demo. You know, I probably should have been reading this. But, you know, I'm not playing the actual game, so having some understanding of the backstory is probably not all that important. Okay. Oh, more text. Alright, so we have 3D characters on a 2D background, much in the Final Fantasy style of the generation. This was an SCEA game, wasn't it? Or SCEI or whatever. Oh shit, did what I do? Oh, okay. What am I doing this for? If I were playing the actual game, I'd go over their stats. Holy shit. Oh! He took an arrow to the knee. He used to be an adventurer. Actually, the arrow missed him, but whatever. I remember thinking this looked pretty impressive at the time. Pretty late, though, so we must have been seeing Dreamcast games being previewed before, which would have blown this out of the water. And Final Fantasy VIII was in '99, so that was before this. Similar-ish graphic style with the 2D backgrounds and the 3D characters, but these characters are a little bit more stylized. They're not as deformed as like Final Fantasy 7 or 9, but they're more so, their heads are too big and everything than Final Fantasy VIII, which was its nearest contemporary in that series. But they're not bad. Oh, okay. Woman first. This is some weird translation error. Woman first. The hell's that? A little dragon? Okay, it's a little goofy. What? Couldn't have been that close. You were just kind of standing there. It's got icons for it. Hey, look at that. The animations. You animate the background a little bit. Although that maybe that wasn't what was happening there. Because it, as we walked away, it kind of disappeared, so I don't know if what we're looking at here is just a looping animation, or perhaps it's actually like a texture mapped object just moving across the screen. Alright, so we got 3D characters on a 3D environment for the battles. Attack that mole! Oh, was I supposed to... I'm supposed to press a button, aren't I? Alright. Yeah, if you time it right, they do more damage. Alright, so I got it. Sort of like a Mario RPG kind of thing. Oh, she didn't get the option of doing that. Maybe it's only for melee attacks. Alright, what others do I got here? What is... There are two different numbers that are appearing on the screen during the attack. One said 30 and one said 5. How much is the damage that I'm doing? SP. I guess 5 is the damage that I'm doing. SP might be like a rage meter kind of thing. You build up SP and it gives you the ability to... It's sort of like a limit break kind of thing. At least that's my... what I think. I don't really know. Oh, I finally got one. Your shoulders didn't animate there, buddy. That battle lasted a bit too long. It was a problem of games of this genre in the era. You had battles that would... You get in the battles, like, really frequently. And then you would, get stuck in them. Oh, okay. There's probably something to this. I mean, this might be a good game to give a try. It's another one of those things where I'm going to have to look up contemporary reviews. It's contemporary reviews and modern reviews. Because, a weird kind of thing you'll notice is that lots of games tend to, like, especially like the true classics, are oftentimes not reviewed all of that well in their own era. I mean, they're reviewed good and all, but not like the way you'd think people would. And maybe that's because people grow a fondness for it, and then kind of nostalgia influences their opinion on it. But I think it's probably something more to do the idea of the game has a sort of a build for it. Like it builds on you. So you had like Legend of Zelda, what was it? The SNES one, what was that called? Link to the Past. Link to the Past was a well-reviewed game in its era. But it wasn't, like, so fantastically reviewed that it would be the classic that you'd think it would. Yeah, you're not going to chop that down with a sword. Or I guess he agrees with me there. Like Legend of that Legend of Zelda game would score like 8 out of 10s in a lot of reviewers. But if you look at it now, the way people treat it, it's like a perfect 10 to a lot of these people. And I guess there's a lot of that kind of thing. Like, was it because the game actually got better? Was it because people didn't appreciate it for what it was at the time? Or was it that it was really just not anything truly special, and people have built something up in their mind about it over the years? I mean, I don't know. I'm not one to judge there. But anyway, the point is, this game here, I'd want to see reviews at the time, see what they thought then, and see what people think now. Hopefully I can find something that doesn't have any real spoilers, because I'm honestly reading no text here. And if I do play through this, I want to have a... oh, jeez. Flashback. I want to kind of have a fresh insight to it. If people tend to think it's any good. I mean, honestly, there were a lot of crap games. Oh, dude's got wings. The Dragoons, if I remember this, and I did it as an animation in the DDT intro in the last episode with Dragon Wings, because the characters sprout wings on their back when you sort of send them into like an overdrive mode or whatever you want to call it. That kind of animation wasn't really something you saw that often in games like of this era. Especially ones that weren't going to be sort of like the character platformers. Like you saw Crash Bandicoot had incredible animations to them. You saw the Final Fantasy games, and when I say that I mean 8 and 9, had really good character animations on the field. I guess Tomb Raider tripped. Gerald Ford here. You had really good character animations in even like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, they put a lot of effort into the character animations. But a lot of these where you're looking at these low poly characters, it takes a lot of effort to give these characters some life and not have it over exaggerated. And also there's probably a lot of like memory constraints for animations. Like if we're the walking animation, you don't have to load a lot of walking animation in the memory because you just move the character's legs and all that, and then you repeat that animation over and over again. Well, you're going to have to stick a lot of extra polygon movement in your characters if they're doing a lot of extra animations. And if you're going to have it be detailed, it's going to cost you even more. So, it's always nice to see when a developer put effort into that back then. I remember being impressed in the demo of Final Fantasy VIII, where characters are in the town square and Cypher goes up to Squall and places his hand on Squall's shoulder, and Squall sort of shrugs it off. It was characters interacting like that with each other was rare, and I don't know why I'm bringing that up now. This is not the game we're playing. I'm not even talking about the game we're playing. Get past this. I want to turn into a Dragoon before I have to exit out of this demo because it's going to be too long. I gotta keep these DDT episodes less than an hour. Nobody watches. Nobody's gonna watch an hour-long episode of my stupid ass rambling on about other games while playing a JRPG from 20 years ago. 21 years ago. Alright, so did we get an axe? There's an axe. Yeah. Wow, well there we go, we got an axe. He's carrying it on his shoulder? Oh, nope, not anymore. It's not like, are you gonna bridge that to something? Because I don't see where you're going. Oh, you know what? He chops it down and it falls down to the river where I was standing before. For some reason, were you trying to carry it? No. Oh, they were gonna... Okay. They were gonna carry it down there, and it just sort of fell. Oh, why don't you go down and get it? The hell is that thing? That can't be a horse. And... okay. It's a weird fade out. Like, the screen is shifting, and the screen is melting at the same time. It's kind of frame buffer animations. You didn't see a lot of that in the PlayStation 1 era. It was more of a PS2 thing. But there was, it was here and there. It works here pretty much because the screen is stopping, and you're not doing a lot of there's not a lot of CPU overhead for other stuff. You know, she's got to have some other kind of abilities, because she can't just be a terrible, there you go. Because her attacks are terrible. And she can't do, like, the double attack. So she's got to be a mage or something. Maybe there's some benefit where her, like, range or something is useful. Yeah, because, I guess attack. Yeah, her attack is 10 compared to 15 and 24. Defense is 12 compared to 16 and 27. I don't know what mat is, but that's the higher. That's probably magic, right? Okay, so Moonlight. I don't know what that is. But everybody has magic, but she's the best at it. So I'm not even using her properly. Nope, the log came down here. You know, I kind of thought this is what your idea was. Hey, treasure chest. That sounds like a weapon. What was that? Angel's prayer or anger or something? I don't friggin' know. Okay, no. I don't know what it is. Hey, people. Don't talk to him. Fuck. Basil? Quit complaining. You know, while their main characters are pretty well detailed for the era, these other characters are not. And I guess it's not too big of a deal if they stay far away from the camera. I'm playing this game at a resolution beyond what it was ever should have been. And your average television wasn't that large at the time, so they're going to stay far away from the camera. They don't have to be that high a detail, but I do see a pretty significant difference. I suppose I'm supposed to help them, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, is this the world map? Oh, that is weird. Like, I'm controlling the character moving to or from with that stick, but I don't have free movement. I can only move along the line. So why did we do this? No, it healed itself, I think. Oh, no, that's an attack. Oh, it's a counter-attack. 4. Such huge numbers. Let's see what... Oh, shit, that's not it. Dragoon! There we go. How do I cast magic, though? Oh, do I gotta turn into a Dragoon in order to cast magic? If you gotta do the power-up in order to cast magic, then what is her status as a mage? This is intricate. Oh, she healed herself. I thought that was an attack. Guard items, escape. Alright, let's all do this then. Now, what magic does he have? Flame shot. Now let's just do a regular attack, see what that looks like with this. Oh, what is this shit? I don't know what this is. Now, I imagine they don't stay in this form between burnout. They don't stay in this form between fights. No entry. Enter. Yeah, the translation seems like it might have been a little bit goofy. No entry mean don't enter. You know what? Okay. I think I've got the idea of this game. Let's skip out. Not that I don't want to play through the demo, but I do need to move along here. MLB 2001. Okay, another baseball game. I'm not that into the sports games in these DDT episodes. The commentary by Vin Scully and Dave Campbell is not included in this demo of MLB 2001. Why the frickin' not? You know, it was probably because they had some kind of contract that every sale they get like a quarter or some shit. And technically, this disc is considered a sale because you had to pay for it, right? So. You were nowhere close, bro. Graphics look pretty good on the characters, too. The textures on his arm are a little fucked up. Fuck you, Jeter. Oh, shit. Alright. Haha. You gonna run it in? Never mind. See if I can hit the batter. Alright, let's see if there's a different animation depending on where he gets hit. Alright, so. Hey, look, they're actually moving around behind him. So the world is going on. I guess why not, but. Okay, we're looking at the same thing. He was not trying. What? I don't know why that's funny. It's not really funny. Okay. Alright, let's get out of this. Another 989 game. I think I looked into it, and 989 989 Sports anyway. Oh, Star Trek Invasion. This game was terrible. 989 Sports anyway. I don't know about the whole 989 Studios as far as people who made Twisted Metal and all of that. Alright, it loaded. I don't know what the delay was, but it worked.
A Romulan combat group has launched a number of unprovoked
it's voiced by Michael Dorn.
Near the neutral
yeah, I'm not going to listen to you, though. We got to move this along. 26 minutes in. Gotta get moving on this shit. Okay, so if I remember this correctly, you're not playing as like a full-on starship. You're playing as like a shuttlecraft. It's sort of like fighters, as opposed to the big bulky ships that Star Trek fights are known for. I guess we're looking at kind of. All right, I have to be a little bit more patient, I guess. It's another game that I never played outside of this demo, and I probably only played it once. Not to say that Star Trek never had any good games. I mean, there was Bridge Commander, and then there was, I guess, Starfleet Command, and... I can't use the control stick. Starfleet Command was a good one. What was Armada, was it called? There was that Voyager Elite Force game. I never played that, but other people say it was good. Oh, I have a charge shot. What am I, Mega Man? Huh. See, yeah, this is like... just like a Colony Wars kind of thing. Oh, I crashed into one of them. The controls are too loose. Oh, Star Trek Online's pretty good. What's that? Bridge Crew is the name of that VR game. Can't get on anyone's tail. Oh, there's a break. Just, torpedoes. Oh, I have a, like a Wing Commander style, reticle that I can target in order to... Wow, your aim sucks. I'm not moving at all. Alright, I'm getting out of here. And what was it? Legacy, was it called? That Bethesda game that was crap? I don't know. I'm off topic again. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Now I'm torn. Is the intro going to be a Tony Hawk thing, or is it going to be a Star Trek thing? Oh shit! Is this a demo, or is this a video? Oh, demo. There's a park editor in this. See, this was the game that, I mean, first Tony Hawk game was good, and it brought something new to the genre, which was dominated by like 2 Extreme and 3 Extreme and crap like that. But then Tony Hawk came along, and it was freaking revolutionary. I do not remember how to play this game though, so don't expect too much of me. But Tony Hawk 2 came, and it added. It was just better. And yet again, I have to repeat the line that this looks great for a PlayStation 1 game, which I wouldn't have expected to be possible. I hate the damn... I hate licensed soundtracks in pretty much anything. Movies, video games, whatever. Because when you're talking about licensed soundtracks, mostly what you're going to be doing is dealing with pop music. Things that are popular, at least with a certain segment of people that you think would be your audience. So you'd think, I mean, not necessarily this, but you'd think with skateboarding culture, there'd be a lot of punk music, you get like Rage Against the Machine or something like that. I don't know what this is, but I can tell it's some stupid licensed crap. But the big problem is immediately you have dated your product. Whether it's a movie, video game, whatever, you've dated your product, and now it's sort of stuck in the culture and the zeitgeist of the time in which it was created. And the best movies are ones that are not dependent on a lot of like cultural references and understandings in that form. Because when you get to... Whoa, what the hell happened there? When you get into the future, you're not really going to understand it. And even if you do understand it, there's a good chance that you simply are not in the same mindset that you would have been when you were originally intended to experience that. So the humor gets lost. In the event of like cultural references in comedy, humor gets lost and all of that. Oh shit! I retried. I don't want to retry. That's what makes certain shows. Like, you don't see a lot of big cultural references in Seinfeld or, I'm way off topic here, by the way. Seinfeld or Cheers. Mr. Driller, what's that? Seinfeld, Cheers, and Frasier are 3 comedy sitcoms that are not overly dependent on making pop culture references and dating themselves in that form. Now compare that to something much more recent like, hell, I don't know, never mind. I was way off topic anyway. But anyway, licensed music, I don't like it. Now there are some forms of licensed music that I think actually do make sense. If it's licensing something that has a very specific appeal to, like, okay, so the game Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver had a licensed soundtrack, at least with one of its songs, because the main theme of that game was a licensed song by the guy who did most of the music for the game, but it was his band that it was licensed from. And it was, I don't know what it was called, because it was some weird name. But, oh, you're dead. No, I'm not. I'm done. It was a licensed soundtrack. I mean, when I put the video up on YouTube, I got a copyright notification for it. Not because of Crystal Dynamics owning license to it, but the guy's band. And that was a good example of licensed music in a game. Alright, so some Star Wars game. Obviously, the year 2000, this is going to be a Episode 1 game. What? Come on. Oh, teen rated. I did not like this movie. I mean, it was mildly entertaining, but the entertaining parts anyway, but all like the political stuff, it just sort of, it's not the right movie, not the right series for that kind of thing. We didn't see any gameplay. I'm gonna see Sam Jackson chop up a bunch of battle droids. You know, I never understand the whole reverse grip on a sword. You're limiting your range of motion, and you're actually even limiting the kind of power that you can generate with your attack. I know it looks cool, and that's the entire reason why they do it, but it's completely unpractical. Even knife fights doesn't make any sense. So was that a fighting game, or is that a fighting game or an adventure game or what? I don't know. Tenchu 2. It's got to be a video because I don't remember a demo for this. Yeah, it's a video. Was it another? I remember I played one of the Tenchu games, but I've never owned any of them, so I can't make any comments as to whether this series was any good. This was something I wanted to get, though, and it was another one of those things that just slipped me by. And by the time, you know, I had a job and we were pretty deep into the PlayStation 2 era. And even though I could have gotten a lot of these, especially like more forgettable PlayStation 1 games, there was just so damn many of them that I could have gotten them cheap, but it just wasn't. There was too much to go back to and too much to look forward to. So a lot of these games just sort of fell by the wayside, and I never ended up getting them. Some of them, though, is kind of regrettable. Like, this was something it looked cool anyway. I mean, I definitely see stuff that in the era would have been impressive. Covert Ops, Nuclear Dawn. Was this one of them 989 games? Or is this one of the Tom Clancy's? It's got to be a Tom Clancy game, because Tom Clancy licensed his name out to a lot of games starting in the late PS1 era. I only read one Tom Clancy novel, and it was Hunt for Red October. I honestly didn't think it was all that good. The problem, I mean, it was a good idea, and I think some of the characters were good and all that kind of stuff. But the problem was, though, that Tom Clancy just didn't know how to create true tension. And maybe that's not actually true or fair to him. Maybe he did know how, he just wasn't capable of bringing himself to do it. See, the entire plot of... I'm assuming this is a Tom Clancy game. The entire plot of Hunt for Red October is a Russian... I guess a ballistic missile submarine. It was a ballistic missile submarine captained by a Lithuanian guy, I think, went and defected and was intending to turn the submarine over to the U.S. Navy because it was like a super weapon, and he couldn't allow the Russians to gain first strike capability, even though that's a nonsense concept. And the real tension behind the story was the Russians are searching for the sub. Americans know the Russians are searching for the sub, so Americans are searching for it too. And all of the interactions between the American Navy and the Russian Navy were potentially going to result in a war. They're close to each other, they accidentally shoot each other's fighters down, all that kind of stuff. The problem is Tom Clancy is so, or was anyway, so bound up in his patriotic fervor that he was unwilling to write the story in any kind of situation that made it seem like anything would happen other than the United States just steamrolling over the Soviet Union. So the tension behind it is completely gone because you have the narrator of the story basically telling you that, yeah, a war might happen, but it's not something for us to worry about because we'll just win. And that just completely defeats the purpose of the story, I think. The movie, I actually do like the movie, the Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin movie. I think that's a good movie. I watch that every once in a while. It's a good one. The book, though, not so much. But anyway, that's the end of this demo disc theater, where I'm running around talking about everything other than the games I'm playing and the games that I'm watching. I assumed that this was a Tom Clancy game, although that may not actually be the case, considering his branding doesn't seem to be anywhere on it. And this I assume this also might have been a 989 game, but, you know, if it were, it definitely would have told me.
We'd be teaming up with the Russians. Stand by for the first attack.
Oh my god, the voice acting is so bad. Anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching.